Namaste, solar beings. Welcome in joining me in my experiment of creating a Vinyasa flow for you guys in conjunction with where the sun is going to be entering each week. Before I get started with my talk on where the sun is going to be, go ahead and grab any sort of blocks or props or pillows or furniture, whatever you might need to help support you during this practice. You can't do it wrong, so whatever you need. Go ahead and after you've gotten all those things, go ahead and set yourself up onto your mat into a comfortable seated position, something where your spine could be nice and long and tall, crown reaching for the sky above you. And go ahead and start settling in, taking a deep breath in to the belly and exhaling it all the way out. Inhaling again, drawing the breath down into the belly, opening up the chest, filling up into the collarbones, and exhaling the breath all the way out, allowing the shoulders to drop further away from the ears. The sun is going to be entering into gate 14. And gate 14 goes from compromise to competence to bountifulness. And when I feel into the word compromise, I feel into resistance. That voice inside of our head that is trying to convince us that we don't need to do the thing. We have an excuse for something. There's something in the way. There's somebody else in the way. It feels like a wall. It feels like there's nowhere to go. And what's so ironic is it's in the sacral. There's something that wants to be created there. And the thing with creating compromise is we can convince ourselves over and over again that what we're doing is correct, especially if we've felt so comfortable being in that energy of safety, false safety, even getting out of our rhythms, getting out of our patterns, and in this compromise, we're convincing ourselves that we can't create anything from there, so we end up just keep doing the same old thing. And the beautiful thing about that is when we start to realize that we're convincing ourselves of this pattern, this is where competence gets to come into play. We have this beautiful awareness now that resistance keeps showing itself. And then we get to do something about it. We have this awareness. And with that awareness, we get to be able to create something different. And within that different creation, we now get to step into this field of abundance, bountifulness, endless possibilities. We're starting to trust that we don't have to keep doing that same pattern anymore. We're not stuck in that false safety, we now can move out of that and be in the superabundance of what life has to offer us. So I invite you during your practice today, when you're starting to feel the mind kicking in and compromising with you on holding a posture or feeling that a muscle might feel too tight, that you just allow that sensation to be there. Bring some awareness around it. Not try to run away from it. Not try to convince yourself, why am I here? Why am I doing this? Why did I even bother getting onto my mat today? Bring some awareness around those ideas. Hold some space for them. And allow yourself to relax just a little bit more. And feel the expansion that is starting to enter into your body as you allow yourself to be flexible around the sensations that come up for you. Begin taking a deep breath in and exhaling all the way out. Bringing your hands up to prayer in front of the heart chakra, or you can just place your hands on top of your heart. And we will be opening this class with an Om. Go ahead and take a deep breath in. And when the body feels ready, go ahead and bring yourself forward onto your mat, into a tabletop position. You'll have your hands and your shoulders stacked on top of each other, and your hips over the knees. Taking a deep breath in, drop the belly, lifting the head. Exhale, rounding through the spine, pressing the floor away from you. Inhale, looking up, drop the belly, open up the heart. Exhale, round, curling it in. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, round. Go ahead and start moving the body in every which way it needs. Maybe you start circling through the spine. Maybe you flip your hands, fingers towards the body, creating a deeper stretch through the wrist and the forearms. Maybe you want to shake your head yes and no. Just listen and move with whatever comes up. Start bringing the body back to a neutral position in the tabletop. Curling the toes, begin lifting the pelvis, pressing through the hands, coming into your first downward facing dog. Rolling the armpits in, bending the knees so that our belly can lay on top of our thighs, creating some extra space for our vertebrae. Making sure that our weight is distributed into our fingertips and our knuckle pads. Should almost be able to put a little pencil underneath your palm. You can go ahead and pedal the feet here if you would like. Or if you just feel like settling into the down dog, begin taking a deep breath in. And as you exhale, relaxing the body into the position a little bit further. Inhale, lifting the right leg up to the sky. Start bending the right knee, opening up the hip. Could start circling through the ankle, maybe even the hip. Just listen. Inhale, begin extending the right leg, square the right hip off. Squeeze the right knee into the chest, floating forward. Step the right foot through in between the hands, dropping the left knee down to the mat. Coming into Ajnayasana, low lunge. And just start moving around. If it feels correct for you to keep your hands on the mat, go ahead and do that. Maybe you'd like to bring your hands up onto your knee, creating some support, stacking the shoulders over the hips, creating a deeper stretch into that back hip flexor. Deep breath. Exhale, bringing the hands down to the mat, framing the right foot. Curl the left toes under, extending the left leg. Placing the left hand firmly onto the mat. Begin peeling the right hand up to the sky, creating a twist in the spine. Reaching the right fingertips up and over. If you'd like to create some arm circles in the shoulder, go ahead and do so. But if this feels like enough for the body, go ahead and stay there. Inhale. Exhale the right hand back down to the mat, framing the right foot. Begin stepping the left foot up to meet the right foot at the front of the mat. Coming into Uttanasana, forward fold. Creating a nice bend in the knees so that the belly can lay on top of the thighs. And again, creating more space in between each vertebrae and feeling supported. We might have some extra tension here. We hold a lot of storage, a lot of baggage inside our hamstrings. So if it's feeling intense, if you're trying to convince yourself to get out of it, go ahead and just soften into those knees a little bit deeper. And if the body's ready, you can go ahead and grab the elbows. Could sway from side to side. I'd also would like to invite possibly creating some space in between the feet in this position too. It could be very overwhelming for the lower spine to have the feet together while we're hanging over our legs in this position. Take a deep breath in. Exhale as you relax a little bit further. Inhale. Halfway lift, lengthening through the spine, lengthening through the crown chakra. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms sweeping up. Hands reaching above the head, palms touch. Exhale, bringing the hands down to prayer at heart center. Take a pause. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthening through the crown. Exhale, forward fold. Place the hands onto the mat. Step your right foot back, then the left foot back. On or off the knees, lower the chest halfway down. Inhale the chest, up dog or cobra. Exhale, pressing the hips back up to the sky, coming into downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths here, reconnecting back to the body. If you need to take a moment and press the hips back into child's pose, go ahead and do that. And whenever the body's ready, meeting back in downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up to the sky, bending the left knee, opening up that hip. Both hands pressed firmly into the mat, again, into the fingertips and the knuckle pads. Maybe this side needs something a little different. Maybe it needs stillness. Or if you find that you're moving your ankle, rotating through the hip, feeling all those juicy pops, go ahead and do so. Inhale, lengthening through the left leg, square the left hip off. Squeeze the left knee into the chest, placing the left foot in between the hands. Drop the right knee to the mat. Anjaneyasana, low lunge. And just start moving around. This other side might need something totally different, and that's okay. You might find yourself having your shoulders stacked above your hips again. You might find yourself twisting around, lowering the right hip further into the mat. Taking the hands down to the mat, framing the left foot. Curl the right toes under. Right hand firmly pressed into the mat, extending through the right knee. Left arm peels open to the sky, opening up the heart. You might find yourself rotating through that shoulder again, or just staying right where you're at. Embracing the twist in the spine. Inhale, exhale the left hand down onto the mat. Step the right foot up to meet the left foot at the front of the mat. Staying folded over the front of the legs, Uttanasana. Grabbing the elbows, swaying from side to side, or maybe just finding stillness. Checking in, bending through the knees if that's what the body needs. Allowing your torso and belly to lay on top of the thighs, feeling supported. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweeping the hands up, touching fingertip to fingertip. Exhale, hands coming down to prayer at heart center. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Place the hands onto the mat. Step the left foot back, right foot back. Chaturanga, on or off the knees. Lower the chest halfway down. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, the right leg up to the sky. Exhale, squeezing the right knee into the nose. Exhale, right leg back up to the sky. Exhale, right knee to the right elbow. Hold. Inhale, lifting the right leg back up to the sky. Exhale, squeezing into the nose. Squeezing in tight so that we can drop the right foot in between the hands. Spin the left heel down, feeling the left edge of the foot pressed firmly into the mat. Arms rising up in front of the body, coming into warrior one. Rooting into the earth. Arms reaching up for the sky, heart opening up to whatever's in front of you. Check in and see what's happening with your hands. If your hands are pressed firmly closed, slowly, softly, open them up. Our hands are the windows to our hearts. Taking deep breaths, connecting this posture to the breath. Inhale, exhale, begin reaching the left hand behind the body, right arm in front of the body, opening up the chest, coming into warrior two. Shoulder blades down and back. Soft gaze over the right fingertips. Feeling rooted and grounded in the feet. Flip the right palm up to the sky. Inhale and exhale, sweeping the right hand up and over the head, coming into a peaceful warrior. Reaching through the fingertips, keeping the bend into the right knee. Inhale, exhale, begin bringing the right hand down to the inside of the right foot towards the mat, coming into our side angle. At this point, you might have found yourself that you need some extra support. Maybe you grabbed a block, a chair, a piece of furniture. Anything that helps you feel supported. Keeping that bend into the right front leg. Reaching through the left fingertips. Inhale. Exhale, begin lengthening through the right leg, coming into Trikovasana, triangle pose. If you needed to keep a little bit of a bend in that knee, that is perfectly okay. Still reaching through the left fingertips. Focusing on rotating that left hip open to the sky. Taking a deep breath in, exhale, bringing the left hand down onto the mat. Begin rotating the chest towards the front of the right leg, coming into Parsvakonasana, pyramid pose. Bending through the right knee as much as the body needs. Feeling supported by that leg in front of you. Lengthening through the spine. This position, we don't want to focus so much more on that back muscle, that hamstring. It's actually focusing more on the spine, lengthening through. So adjust the body as much as you need so that you can connect with that sort of sensation. Begin walking the hands a little bit further in front of you, feeling rooted in the right foot. Begin lifting the left leg up and back behind you, coming into a standing split position. The tendency here is to want to open up the left hip, but I'm going to guide you back down into lowering the left hip, squaring it off so that those toes, the left toes, are faced towards the floor. Allowing your hands to support you as much as they need. Again, bending through that leg, the right leg, as much as you need. Inhale. Exhale, drop the left foot down to the outside of the left hand. And even adjusting so that both hands are sitting in between your hips now. Pelvis drawn towards the floor. Crown chakra reaching for the sky above you. Inhale, begin taking the right arm, sliding it out in front of the right leg, keeping the shoulder to the inside of the right thigh. Begin peeling the left arm open to the sky, creating a bit of a twist. If you'd like to even place the left hand on the left knee, you're welcome to do so. Or if you'd like to even reach the left arm behind the back, creating a bind on the right leg, go ahead and do that too. And with each inhale and exhale, softening into the position even more. If you've created any binds, go ahead and take this time to release them. Inhale, exhale the left hand back down to the floor. Crawling that left hand now in front of that right leg, left shouldered inside of the left thigh. Right arm reaching up, twisting open. Again, creating the bind if you'd like, or just keep the right fingertips reaching for the sky above you. I invite you to start undoing any binds you might have created. Taking that deep breath in, exhale, bringing the right hand back down onto the mat. Planting the hands firmly onto the mat, begin lengthening through the legs, lifting the hips up to the sky, coming into Uttanasana, forward fold. Shake those legs out. Hands pressed firmly into the mat, step the left foot back, keeping the right toes forward. Left heel stays high. Inhale, begin rising the hands up, coming into a high lunge position. If you needed some assistance by keeping your hands on the top of your right thigh, you're more than welcome to do that. Or if you find that you're next to a wall or a piece of furniture, you're more than welcome to use that as stability. Checking in with those hands, noticing what they're doing. Are your fingertips reaching? Are your fists clenching? Soften. Allow the shoulders to fall down, back. Bringing the hands to prayer at heart center. Begin leaning the chest forward over the right leg and see if the body can begin floating the left leg up and back, coming into a warrior three. Nice deep bend into that right leg, creating stability. Maybe even you find yourself with a small smile on your face. Inhale. Exhale, bring the left knee to meet the right at the top of the mat. Shake the legs out. Go ahead and bring yourself back down onto the mat. Maybe you need to bring yourself into a child's pose. Maybe you find yourself needing a sip of water. Just check in. And when the body feels ready, we will all meet back in downward facing dog. Meeting in down dog. Inhale the left leg up to the sky. Exhale, squeeze the left knee into the nose. Inhale the left leg up to the sky. Exhale, left knee to the left elbow. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, left knee to nose again. Squeeze it in tight. Drop the left foot down to the mat in between the hands. Drop the right foot to a 45-degree angle, feeling the ground to the outside of the foot, the right foot. Feeling rooted in the legs. Inhale, lifting the arms up, reaching the fingertips up to the sky, coming into warrior one. Opening up the heart. Nice stable bend through the left knee. Inhale, exhale, opening up. Right arm reaches back, left hand reaches forward, softening the shoulders down the back. Steady gaze over the left fingertips. Feeling the support of the ground beneath you. Inhale, flipping the left palm up to the ceiling. Exhale, sweep the left hand back peacefully. Keeping the bend into the left knee, reaching through the left fingertips, feeling that juicy stretch through the left side of the body. Inhale. Exhale, keeping the bend through the left leg. Draw the left hand down to the mat, to the inside of the left thigh, coming into a side angle. Right arm reaching open. Allow your neck to relax in this position as well. If you feel like you're straining your neck or your head, Look to wherever feels most comfortable for the body. Inhale. Exhale, begin lengthening through the left leg, coming into Trikovasana, triangle pose. Still reaching through those right fingertips. Trying to peel the right hip open to the sky even. Creating as much bend as you need inside that inside the front left leg to create more support. You might have found your block at this point. We want to try to avoid grabbing that ankle if we can. Our ankle is already trying to stabilize us. No point in trying to unstabilize it. Inhale. Exhale. Draw the right hand down to the mat, framing the left foot. Drawing the chest over the front left leg, coming into Parsvakonasana, pyramid pose. If you'd like to bend or straighten, creating some movement in this position, you're more than welcome to. Trying to focus on lengthening through those vertebrae though. Should feel more of a stretch through our lower spine, more than the hamstring. Begin walking the fingertips more forward onto your mat. Beginning to feel the back right leg floating up into standing split. I'm going to invite you to draw that right hip in again, dropping the right toes, spiraling the inner right thigh up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, bring the right foot down to the front of the mat, stepping it to the outside of the right hand, coming into Malasana squat. Again, those hands should now be to the inside of our pelvis. Root towards the ground, crown chakra reaching high. Maybe we reached for that support again with the block or the pillow. Left hand begins sliding to the inside of that left thigh. Left shoulder, inside left thigh. Right arm reaching up. Inhale here. Exhale the right hand back down to the mat. Reaching the right arm forward now. Right shoulder to the inside of the right thigh. Left arm reaching up. Inhale. Exhale, bringing that left hand back down onto the mat. Hands pressed firmly into the mat. Begin pressing through those feet, lifting the pelvis high, coming into Uttanasana, forward fold. Shake it out. Keeping the left foot firmly rooted into the mat, begin floating the right leg to the back of the mat, staying high on the right toes, lifting the right heel up. Nice firm bend into the left knee. Inhale. Exhale as you reach those fingertips high up to the sky, coming to a high lunge. Keeping the heart open. Maybe you'd like to even cactus the arms open here, creating a deeper stretch into that front chest, shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, bring the hands into prayer at heart center. And begin leaning the chest forward over the front of the left thigh. And begin feeling the right leg floating up off of the mat, coming into a warrior 3. Crown reaching forward. Right inner thigh rotating up to the sky, toes pointed down. Nice bend through the left knee. Inhale. Exhale, drop the right foot down to the mat. And go ahead and shake those legs out. If you're finding that you need that sip of water again, go ahead and take that. Or even placing the body into a child's pose position. And when the body is ready, we will start in a seated position on the mat. Bringing the right leg forward, bending the left knee so the left foot is placed on the inside of the right thigh. Inhale, the arms reaching up, lengthening through the spine. Exhale as you start forward folding over the right leg, coming into Janu Shirshasana. And just allow the body to be heavy. No forcing, no grabbing of the feet, no pulling. Just with each inhale and exhale, softening. Taking a deep breath in. Begin using the hands to walk the chest back up to your seated position. Switching out the feet. Left leg goes forward now. Right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, begin folding over the left leg. Just allowing the sensations to be there. Using the hands pressed firmly into the mat, walking them up towards the inside of the leg. Sitting up. Lengthen both legs out in front of the body now. Open up the feet. Create some space. As much as you need. Take up as much space as you need. Keep a slight bend in the knees as well too if you'd like. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold over both of your legs. Allowing the torso to be heavy. Let your head hang. With each inhale and exhale, feel the resistance fall further away from you. Inhale, begin bringing the chest up. Start bending the knees, planting your feet onto the mat, and slowly start bringing yourself one vertebrae at a time onto your back, onto the mat. Bringing both knees up into your chest. Wrap the arms around the legs, giving yourself a nice squeeze. Maybe you find yourself rolling around here in this position, back and forth. Keeping the right knee into the chest, begin lengthening the left leg down onto the mat. Grabbing the right knee with the left hand, begin pulling the right knee over to the left as you drop your gaze over to the right, creating a twist in your spine. Bringing the head back to center and the knee back to center. Switching out the legs. Left leg up into the chest, right leg comes down onto the mat. Squeezing the left knee in, maybe even massaging your intestinal tract with your knee. Right hand placed onto the outside of the left knee. Begin pulling the left knee over to the right as you drop your gaze over to the left. Bringing your head back to center, and then the knee back to center, bringing both knees up into the chest again. Giving yourself one last final squeeze. Inhale and exhale it all the way out, down onto the mat. Coming into our final pose, Savasana, corpse pose. Allow the body to be heavy on the mat. Palms faced up or down, whichever feels most comfortable. Allowing the feet to just splay onto the mat. Releasing any extra stored energy that you might have not gotten out of your practice. Just leave it here on the mat. Take a deep breath in. exhale it all the way out. Inhale. Exhale. And begin wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes, circling the wrists and the ankles. And begin stretching the body, stretching from fingertip to toe tip. And begin squeezing the knees up into the chest, wrapping your arms around the knees. And then allowing the body to fall either to the right or the left into a fetal position. Begin bringing the hands to the floor, pushing the chest up, sitting the body up into a seated position, something where the spine could be nice and tall, lengthening through the crown chakra, bringing the hands to prayer at heart center, or just placing them on the knees. Richard Rudd talks about when we just naturally start falling into the gift expression, and in this case, it would be the gift expression of competence, that the siddhi just naturally follows along. So going from the energy of compromise, creating awareness around those stories, that block that we create for ourselves around the other thing we feel like maybe we want to do or should do. And a lot of the time it ends up just being a whisper, and we allow that monkey brain to get in the way and to dictate sitting in that comfortable pattern. And when we can bring that awareness around that, again, that super abundance, the siddhi of this gene key just naturally gets to fall into our laps. And what a comfortable reminder of that. We will go ahead and finish this class out with a Om. Drawing a deep breath in to the belly. Om.